Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. It is episode 80, and today I was standing on top of my base, wondering why on earth it looks really strange. I was like, something doesn't quite look right. And I've now just realised that my render distance is incredibly low, and it makes it look like this is like its own planet. This is literally planet Mumbo. This is what we've got. It's just floating out in space. And I must admit, I would want to live here. I mean, as far as skyblock bases go, this one would be pretty special. Anyway, in today's Hermitcraft episode, we have got tons of... oh my word, I've got connected textures on. Oh, now do I prefer that? Or do I not like that quite so much? It does look quite good, actually. I mean, it definitely makes the gigantic orb look better. And some of these modern buildings do look pretty fancy with it. I might run it for today's episode. You can let me know down in the comment section. Anyway, as I was saying, sorry, I keep getting distracted. In today's Hermitcraft episode, I want to do a little bit of work on lag busting. You know, I mean, I'm taking off on the server is pretty rough for me, and I definitely think my base has something to do with that. We've got lots of entities flowing and lots of farms running all at once, so I'm going to try my best to add in systems that allow me to switch bits off. Starting with, I would argue, one of the main culprits. This guy right here, the Melon and Pumpkin Farm. This thing is permanently activated and is constantly firing, dropping melons and pumpkins into water systems and everything like that. And yeah, I definitely think that needs to change, but I'm trying to work out how on earth I'm actually going to do this. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty tightly compact. It's also working pretty well. Wow, we've got, what, 10 shulker boxes filled with melon and pumpkins? That's not bad. I tell you what is bad. The fact that we don't have any redstone. We are fresh out of it. Okay, shopping district or mining session. Yes! Yes, yes, yes. 1, 2, 1, 2. Thank you ever so much, Scar. How are they so cheap? Well, that may be good news, but my idea for how to switch off all the pistons hasn't worked. And there really isn't much else I can do. I suppose I could run repeaters across the tops of all of these blocks. How many repeaters is that going to use? How many per layer is it? 8. So how many layers are there? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 64, 64, 64, 64. 4 stacks of repeaters. Right, let's go back to Scar's shop. And... yes! Scar! Oh, you're my favourite person. Honestly, the shops are one of the best reasons for playing on a multiplayer server. Just being able to buy the items you need is fantastic. Now let's just give this thing a test. Now I'm going to use a button for now, and what we should see is all of the pistons extending right the way across. The only ones that I didn't see were the top ones. I must have not connected them up on the redstone wires. Either way, that looks like it's going to switch off the entire system. That's good. So now it's time to work on the middle section, and, well, yeah, see for yourself. Yeah, that's maybe not my smartest idea. Let me just give you a demonstration of what happens when, say, for example, this pumpkin grows. Imagine how much lag that would cause. Okay, back to the drawing board, I guess. Each one of these needs an individual one. And activate. That's weird. So only that piston has activated on that layer. Other than that, all of the pistons on this side are fine. And all of the pistons on this side are fine as well. So this is all fully shut off. I wonder what's going on over there. Turns out all of the repeaters were missing. I don't know how I've managed to do that, but it's now fixed. And now it's all done. So if we flick this lever down at the bottom here, it's not in the best place, but this is where it's going to be staying. Then all of the pistons will extend, and that will shut off this thing. So now I'm not going to get any more complaints from Iskal telling me that I destroy the Hermitcraft server whenever I'm in my base. And then obviously when I flick the lever again, then this thing is now back up and running, and we should start to see melons and pumpkins starting to be harvested by the farm. Sweet! Okay, this is done. Let's move on from this because it's not exactly exciting, is it? I have just remembered about this, though. This farm is like the major culprit for lag because, once again, it's always running, but we have the added problem of it pushing and pulling water around. You've got items floating up through water all the time. This needs to be switch offable. It really does, but I've built it in a way, because I'm stupid, in a way that you really can't turn it off. I mean, why do I do this to myself? Unless you do something like this. So we fill in all of these blocks. We fill out the redstone. We get redstone going on top as well. And then we get it going like that. Now that does mean that all the pistons will fire every single time something grows. I don't see that being a problem. I mean, I am a little bit curious to see what happens to the water. Absolutely nothing. The water's still there. Okay, so now begins the very long and arduous process. Is that even a word? I don't know if that's a word. It is actually a word. So now begins the long and arduous process of filling in all of the blocks for this thing. And actually, you know what? It's not even going to be that arduous because I've almost done one of these things. We've got another module here. We've got 4 modules in the middle and then another 2 on the other side. So I'm, what, 1/8 of the way done? No, 1/16 of the way done? Okay, it might be semi-arduous. We are now halfway done, and I can confirm that the arduousness of this project is relatively high. Yeah, there's just a lot of block placing and a lot of redstone placing, but as you can see, these are the central sections right here. And one thing that I have done for this layer is I've actually run sea lanterns up the outside to light it up a little bit. And I think that looks a lot better because this one, as we begin to go down, I mean, you can even start to see it seeping in there. It starts to get very, very dark. So there we go. That is all of the blocks and all of the redstone in place. Sea lanterns need to go in the wall over here. Make sure that the water doesn't flow in. And yeah, that's everything hooked up. So now we have the new redstone setup in. It's time to work out how on earth I'm actually going to connect up each one of these layers. Because, yeah, I need to connect all of them up so that I can easily switch off this farm. Something that I hadn't really thought of. Because I can't run a redstone torch line up through here. Because it's 2 blocks wide and it will power the redstone. So that's kind of a no-go. And there's pistons there. I can't run it out to here. Oh no, what have I done? So if I place a redstone torch there, and then if I have a redstone torch here, okay, so we can kind of do like a back and forth here. So that is going to function. Brilliant. Yeah, I kind of panicked there. Activate. That should be the last one. If I try my best to fly around in here, hopefully nothing is spawned because otherwise I'm in trouble. Pistons are fully extended all the way across. All of these pistons are fully extended, and all of those pistons are fully extended. The kelp farm, for the first time since maybe episode 28, maybe episode 30, has been deactivated, and the server cries a sigh of relief. I guess I could also put a lever on this thing just to stop it from sending out the items into the storage system. That way we will have 0 items moving through the water streams other than cactus. There really is no way to turn off that cactus farm other than doing something like that. Maybe I'll do something like that just to minimize the number of items moving around my base. My base is switched off. My base is switched off. There's no lag. Yes, the only thing cycling around my system is an egg, which I think a chicken laid, but that's not from a farm, so that doesn't count. Now let's see how well this has worked. I'm the only person online, and I just took off with one rocket. I just took off with 1 rocket. All right, wait, hang on. I can't believe it. Wait, hang on. I mean, I dropped out the sky very briefly, but it only required 1 spacebar smash to get myself into the air. Oh, this is blissful. Honestly. I'm so happy right now. I'm speechless. I'm chuffed to bits. So there we go. We have fixed up my base, and now the server is playable, very playable for me. Ah, fantastic. Oh, this is brightened my day, no end. Right, okay, let's move on to something completely different. I'm tired of this lag busting stuff. I'm sorry, Mumbo Escape Onai, but I've just flown past and I think it's time for you to go. Anyway, moving over to the shopping district. The stock exchange is an amazing place. It's a fantastic idea for a building. I love the idea of the investments and trying your best to grow your diamonds through investing in certain companies and companies rising and falling in share value. It's all really cool, and the building itself is absolutely spectacular. But in real life, there are there's just recently, in the past couple years, a new kid has come onto the block. The stock exchange has been around for hundreds of years, I think. I don't really know. Yeah, it was 1602, so 400 years ago now. Dutch East India Company was the first publicly traded company. Anyway, there's a new kid on the block that is sort of shaking up the establishment, and that is, of course, cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin, Ethereum, all of the crazy, wacky other ones, and I don't really understand any of them, but I feel like Hermitcraft could do with its own cryptocurrency as well. This is gonna get really complicated. So obviously there's gonna be a lot of redstone involved in this thing, but the first thing that I want to ask you is, what should Hermitcraft's cryptocurrency be called? I want all of your suggestions down in the comment section. I've got a few ideas in my head, so if none of yours are good, then I'm gonna go with mine. But you're very creative, and you've come up with fantastic names for things in the past. I mean, Architect was created by the comments. Sahara was created by the comments too, so I'm going to read through, and I'm going to take everything into consideration, because you're smart. You're smarter than me. So I started writing out some of the outlines for how this is actually going to function. So it's a currency that fluctuates automatically using redstone. The Hermit coin will open at a value of 10 per diamond. So you'll get 10 Hermit coins for every single diamond that you deposit into the system. The value will adjust automatically once a day, so it's going to be based on the day cycle of the Hermitcraft server. Hermits deposit their diamonds and get X amount of Hermit coin depending on the current value. So when you put diamonds in, you'll get the correct number of Hermit coin back. And you can sell your Hermit coin at any time by putting them into the cash out chest, and then you will receive the correct number of diamonds back. So you can always just buy and sell Hermit coin whenever you want to. You can do it as much as you like. Now, we take a diamond commission on each transaction to stop speedy trading, because otherwise people can go back and forth really fast. And Hermit coin will be stored in each person's personal vault. So each Hermit will have a vault where all of their Hermit coin is stored, and they'll have their own access key and everything like that. We'll work out all of that stuff later on. This project is going to be huge, by the way. And no one can leave the building with Hermit coin. That's important. So you can't just hoard all of the Hermit coin in your inventory, because then you're not going to be affected by the price fluctuations or anything like that. Hope all of that makes sense. So it's time for us to do some redstone designing. The first thing we have to do is work out how we're going to do the fluctuating currency. So this is the first setup that I've created, and as you can see, every single time we hit this button, something happens. So the value's just gone up to 10. If we hit the button again, nothing happens. So we have some days where the value doesn't change. If we hit the button again, the value's just dropped down. Nothing happened. The value's gone back up. The value's gone up again. So you can see it's kind of fluctuating, going back and forth, and trading places. Oh, and just in case you were confused, every single time I hit that button, that was simulating a day going by in Minecraft, just in case you're a little bit lost there. Anyway, this system, it works, but it lacks a lot of the functionality I need, so let's get back to it. And I think we're going to go for something like this, which is a system that will tell you the value of whatever we're calling these coins in the form of a lit up redstone lamp, and then we can actually take output from this thing and then use it as logic for the rest of the system. And now that I've actually built up all of the circuitry, yeah, this is definitely the way to go. So we have an output here. This tells us, well, it tells the machine what the current value of our bits are, and then if we take a look at the front, you can see that currently they're at the maximum value. So you get 2 bits for every diamond that you deposit, which means that every single bit is worth half a diamond. Now, if we devalue this slightly, you can see it drops down. Now, it's a quarter of a diamond for a bit, or you get 4 bits per diamond. If we go down again, then you can see it goes down to 6, and so on and so forth. And obviously, we're taking outputs every single time this happens, so the machine knows exactly what the value of the bits are. And then if we pump the price back up again, you can see that that shifts around. So the value will go up and down this meter right here. Now the randomizers go in, which push the prices up and down. So that was a none. That was a down. That was another down. Alright, that was a nothing. That was an up. You can see how this is going to work. And I don't know if you can tell, but I'm getting very excited right now. Now I'm sat here just trying to work out how on earth I'm going to program the logic that allows me to shoot out the correct number of bits into the cash out and cash in chest. Ugh. I think, to be honest with you, that is more content for a redstone video. So I think I'm actually going to dedicate an entire redstone video to trying to work out all of the logic here and actually build out a full system. So look forward to that, releasing it in the next couple of days. Anyway, let's pop back onto the Hermitcraft server. And there is one thing that I've been meaning to do for quite some time, ever since I started work on the project. And that is to connect up my witch hut to the nether. I'm always terrible at doing this, so expect it to go wrong multiple times. In fact, I don't even have any obsidian to start with, so that's not the best beginning, to be quite frankly honest with you. But yeah, we need to get this thing connected to the nether. I'm so sick and tired of flying. But there is one bonus to flying, and that is the fact that you fly in over the enormous hole that we have right here. Yeah, it still looks good, but it has to be twice as big. That's a project that's also on the horizon. We've got a lot of big projects on the go, which is good. I enjoy that sort of thing. Anyway, I am going to plonk this down here, and these blocks here, these are the central blocks. So 2105 by minus 3136. Remember that. My pen's not working. Work. 2105. Minus 3136. I almost forgot it instantly. Right, so now that I've actually got that noted down, I'm gradually making my way through the nether. Ah! Whoa! Okay, that caught me really off guard by there. Right then. I forget how fast lava moves in the nether. Right, I've got to be careful. How much faith do I have in my thumb being on shift? The answer is probably not that much. I'm going to put fireworks in my hotbar. It's probably not a bad idea. Ugh. Well, we managed to make it to the correct X coordinate. Now we just need to make it to the correct Z coordinate. I think we're going about 400 blocks in this direction. This should actually be quite easy. Here goes. We're about to find out if this has worked. I'm going to create a 3x3 portal at the end of this tunnel right here. And I'm hoping, if I've done my maths correctly, that this all functions properly. Portal is lit. And in we go. Okay, that's always extremely positive when that happens. And now going back through on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, we are hooked up to the nether. Okay, that is amazing. Right, I am going to create a slab area around here, and then the central section is going to be made of ice, and it's just going to be an ice boat stream. We probably don't even really need it. It's not even that far. That was the loudest ghast noise I've heard in a long time. Where on earth did that just come from? That sounds so close. Yeah, it's times like these where I wish I had bows on me. Why do I never carry a bow? Look how war-torn this area is, by the way. Clearly I'm not the first person to have a war here. I think instead of a boat, I'm going to do this the old way. And we're just going to do the old run and jump. Does that still work? That does seem faster than regular sprinting. Honestly, I can't tell because those boats are so ridiculously fast. So it just goes along there and across there. Yeah, it's really not that far. I don't know how many ghasts that was, but that felt like more than 2. I am flying out of here and away for the time being. Well, after a few hairy moments, I managed to get the entire thing built. So let's time how long this takes. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. So we run onto here, and that's been nice and quick so far. Now we can actually make that turn now without flying off the edge, because that was always a little bit scary. And then this bit, we are gradually running out of food. I wonder if we can make it to the end without fully running out so that we stop sprinting. Oh, it's gonna be close. But we get there within 25 seconds. That's a perfectly doable journey. So there we go. We can now actually go to and from the witch farm with relative ease, as opposed to having to fly there for maybe 2 or 3 minutes every single time. I always thought I was a little bit silly. I thought that flying there was actually quite quick, and maybe quicker than going in the nether. But how ridiculously wrong could I be? That's such a stupid thought. But now that we've returned home, unfortunately, that is all I've got time for today. I hope that you enjoyed this episode on the Hermitcraft server. It's been a lot of fun. If you have enjoyed it, please press that like button. And if you really loved it, then make sure what happened there. I can't believe I just... You know what? Okay, it's the end, alright? I can't do my outro anymore. I can't believe I just messed it up. That's the first time in ages. Bye.